Hey, what up YouTube? It's Cvariant here with a deck list. I haven't posted up one recently because I quit actually for a little bit because I'm in college now, and I don't really have that much time. And then it got expensive too. But this deck came out, and I was just like, this deck's really good and it's cheap. So I decided to come back and see how this deck would run. As you can tell from the title, it's going to be Dark Worlds, and it's like a cheap version of Dark Worlds. There's no tour guides, no XYZs, and no synchros. Let's see, XYZs you can run like Utopias and stuff, and that's actually pretty cheap. And for synchro wise, you could run Fabled Raven. I was thinking about that after I heard Fabled Raven was $35. I was like, it's okay. But this works out really well. Like, I went to a tournament today and I won at the locals. I won first place. So yeah, it's actually really good. Here you go. I'll show it. Start off with monsters. We got one Morphing Jar. It's like a card destruction for Dark Worlds. For anything. But it's like if it's flip and you have a bunch of monsters in hand, you just plus like crazy. So that really helps. One Sandgan to search for the Morphing Jar. Search for Brow, the one that if it's discarded you get a draw. Obviously MVP monster of the deck is 3 Snow. This is the one where this is the searcher. There, like, you search for any Dark World card, even itself. So that's why it's really good. Normally you search for like the field spell or Grapha. Okay. Triple Brow. This card makes like Dark World dealings and Dark World lightning not a minus, because if you discard it with this, you get to draw an extra, so it'd be pretty much just 1-for-1. So that's really good. And if your opponent makes you discard it, you get to draw 2, so that's pretty good. We run triple Grapha, obviously, for the popping effect, for the return the Dark World as special summon effect. So yeah, that's actually, it's very like versatile. You can use it for anything, like Dark World Lightning. It's a perfect example. You can activate Dark World Lightning, pop their back row, pitch this, and then pop their monster. It's like it's really good. We run the double Vanguard. You don't want to run one because if it gets bottomless, then it's like it's pretty useless. But if you have 2 Vanguard, it's like you can do like a small little loop. You can go like Dark World dealing special Vanguard, return Vanguard, special summon Grapha, and then if you have another Grapha in the graveyard, normal summon Vanguard, special summon Grapha. It's just you can just go at it. It's really nice. So that's why you run 2. It's also to bait out the bottomless actually, so yeah, it's actually the 16 beater. So it's just like if they don't bottomless or deep prison, you can just keep on attacking for 16. Then you got the 2 Silvas. It's really good because if they hit it with your opponent's effect, then they have to return 2 cards back to their hand. So that's pretty good. Plus, it's the whole like discarding special summon factor. Works well with deck devi and like just stuff like that. So you run 2 of those. Then we go on to the traps. You got 1 Solemn for staple. We run 1 compulsory because just in case you want to put back your Grapha to your hand, you can use that just so you can recycle the Grapha's effect. I also like this one because you can put back Zen Means and also like Stardust. So this card's really good. 1 Trap Dust Shoot. Obviously these days everyone's running it, and it's pretty much like dead draw late game, but it's like that normally doesn't happen because you switch through your deck like a lot, so you get to draw like really constantly. And then you got 1 Turn the Tribute, obviously, just in case they start going off and you need something to stop them. So you got the 1 Turn the Tribute. You got 1 Solemn Warning because normally you don't let your opponent have monsters on the field, because your Grapha, it needs a target to pop, and normally it's their monsters. So Solemn Warning you only run 1 because you want to still have it just in case they go off and you have it. So this is like just at 1. If you run 2, I think it clogs up your hand too much. The main weakness of this deck is that like your hand gets really clogged with just like magic and traps, and you don't get any monsters. We run 1 Dark Smog. Obviously, you don't want to run 2; it's just too much. But 1 Dark Smog is really good for the whole like remove factor. Plus, you get to like plus off of this if you have like Brow, Grapha, or like Snow to search. Staple, Mirror Force. 1 Deck Devi, not 2. It's just a surprise card, like you go special summon Grapha, they go bottomless, then you go deck devi. It's just it's really good, and it's just like they don't really expect it. Well, I guess they do expect it, but like when they're not really like they're not focusing on this card, and randomly pops up, they had to like discard their rabbits, their tour guides, veilers, all that stuff. So it's works out really well. And then we run the 2 Mind Crush. You know, obviously runs with the Trap Dust Shoot combo, the whole Drag from the Grave combo. And let's just say, like, you want to search if they have a Heavy Storm. You call Heavy Storm. If they don't have Heavy Storm, then you get to discard a card. So, you know, you still get a kind of a plus off of it. So it's not bad. So you can run that too. The whole idea is you get to look at their hand. 1 Allure for draw power. 1 card destruction, just because you freaking plus shitload if you have a bunch of monsters in hand. And you get to look at what they're running too. So 1 Dark Hole, 1 Reborn. 1 Darkworld Lightning, not 2, because it gets cloggy. But like Darkworld Lightning is such a good card if you have like Brow or like Snow, or if you have Grapha, because you either get a draw, search, or you get to pop another card. So that's why this card's really good. But only 1 though, because it gets cloggy. Heavy, it's just staple. 3 Dragged from the Grave. Dragged down from the grave. This is just first turn Dust Shoot. You get to look at their hand. You can discard any card. It's actually a little bit better than Dust Shoot. Normally when you draw this card, you want to set everything, and if you only have monsters in hand, then you can activate it. And like, since you run Dark Worlds, you're going to have to hit a Dark World monster, so you get a plus off this card. So you run 3 of those. You go 3 Dark World Dealings. Obviously, you need a first draw power. Second, you want to start like discarding stuff for like the field spell, and like just to get effects off of Brow, Snow, or Grapha. And then MVP Magic card, we got the triple field spell, the Gates of Dark World, you know, plus a 300 attack, pitch 1, draw 1, so you get a plus there, and just stuff like that. I mean, this deck is like really good and really cheap. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think everyone should be running this, which would be really bad, but seriously, if you're on a budget and you just like want to buy like a cheap deck, this deck would be seriously cheap. I probably spent like less than 100 on it. I mean, you can make it expensive by adding Fabled Ravens and Synchros, but nah, it's okay. I mean, why not just play a cheap deck? When you beat someone who has a really expensive deck, then they'll get all pissed, and then you can just like troll. Anyways, I mean, Dark World's definitely pretty good. I hope they don't get hit by the ban list. Anyways, thanks for watching, YouTube. Subscribe to Team Sonin, and yeah, peace out.